NTV, turning on your world.
Good morning. Welcome to NTV Tizi Nyumbani. My name is Peter. Hope you've enjoyed our workout challenge for the 400 reps on Monday, Wednesday. Today we're going to wind it differently through a Tabata. Now, we're going to do 30-second exercise. We take a 30-second breather. If you're up for the challenge, I want you to do a 45-second workout, 15-second breather. Okay. So for the beginners and your intermediate, basically I'm working out with you guys. The advanced, I want you guys to push for 45 seconds of workout and 15 seconds breather. I hope you're good. So beginners and intermediate, today's session, I'm capitalizing on your 100%. 30 seconds workout, 30 seconds breather. Advanced, take advantage. Push for 45 seconds of workout and 15 seconds breather. Good. Our first exercise today, we're going to start with burpees. Now, for the advanced, I want us to take advantage and do a one-arm burpee. These are one-arm burpee. Okay, that's a one-arm burpee. Now, your beginners and intermediate, this is our burpee. We're just doing the normal burpee. Kawaida burpee. Okay, so we're doing that for 30 seconds. Advanced, challenge on you, one-arm burpee. I'm going to do that with you, one-arm burpee. But the intermediate and beginners, we're doing the kawaida normal burpee for 30 seconds. I hope you're ready. Let's step. Tuende kazi ya 30 seconds. Nianza. Do as many as you can. Beginners, intermediate, take your time. Kawaida burpee. Both hands on the mat, then jump. Good stuff. Then we take 30 seconds breather. Advance, take advantage. 45 seconds, then 15 seconds breather. Okay? So we're still on the 30-second count. Now, our second exercise, we're going to do an elevated push-up. So if you have a chair, your couch, I'm going to use my couch. If you don't have a couch, take a stool, okay? Or anything you have there with you. We're going to place our legs on top of the couch or the chair, then we do a push-up. Advanced, 30 seconds, 45 seconds, okay? Beginners, intermediate, pamoja hapa. Beginners, intermediate, I want you to do the normal push-up. Place your knees down, up. If you can do the one with your knees off the mat, even better, okay? But if you feel you're up for the challenge as well, we're doing all incline. We do juu hapo, so my legs will be on top of the couch there. I'll be doing my push-up there. Okay? That's what we're calling the incline push-ups. I hope you're ready. 30 seconds, starts now. Let's go. And breathe. Good job. Remember, we're still on our first set. Okay. There's always going to be a lot of confusion. Your muscles are not they're not yet used up to the workout, but we'll definitely hit it right. Okay? Pole pole, ndio mwendo. Okay? Now, our third workout, as I demonstrate, we're going to be doing a plank hip dip. So you'll be in your plank, on your elbows there. Then you take your hips down, naguza floor up. Okay, that's what we're doing. Our timer is up. Are we ready? Plank, hip dip, advance, 45 seconds. You can do it. Intermediate, beginners, you're with me. 30 seconds. Twende kazi. Swing our body, chin kabisa, hips. Good job. Relax. Relax. How are you feeling? We're just getting started. We're still on our first set. Still on our first set. You okay? From there to India hop squats. These are hop squats. We're here. Okay, that's what we're doing next. Hop squats for 30 seconds. Good job. Let's go. Start. Good job. From there, tunaingia lunges. With a hop. Now, single leg lunge, alternating lunges, sorry. Go to do alternating lunges with a hop. So this is the lunge. There, then you hop. Okay. Alternating lunges. Let me demonstrate again. And the other leg, hop. Alternate, hop. The other leg, hop. Are you ready? Timer is up. Let's go. Start. Leo napeleka polepole, I know. Leo ni polepole, mdogo mdogo. Okay? Now, we're done with the first set. So we're repeating back again. From the one arm burpee. If you can do the one arm burpee, you're doing the kawaida burpee. So your beginners, your intermediate, kawaida burpee, advanced. You and me on this one, tuko pamoja, tutachapa one arm. Single arm burpee. Let's go. "30 seconds only. Good job. From there, trying the elevated push-ups. Are you ready? Elevated push-ups. If you can do the elevated push-ups, you're going to be doing your kawaida push-ups. I hope you're good. Then Friday, staki makasiriko. So tunaenda pole pole, and I hope you enjoy the session. Next week we're pushing it hard. From 400 reps, let's target 450 or 500. Okay? Good. Let's go. incline push-up. Good job. Breath. From there, get ready for the plank hip dip. Okay. You can be getting down on your mats. Okay. So if you just join us, these are the plank hip dips. There. Okay. We ready? Let's get started. Ready? Beginners, intermediate, this one you can hack. 30 seconds you can hack. Advanced, push for 45 seconds. Good. Good stuff. Tunaendelea hapo. Kwa salama. From there, tunaingia hop squats. Are we okay? Hop squats for 30 seconds. Let's go. Open up wide. Take your bum down. Guza chini. Good stuff. 30 seconds breather. Enjoy the break. Now, for the lunges, to make it more effective, let's do 30 seconds on each leg, okay? So 30 seconds on right, 30 seconds on left. Remember, we're doing a lunge with a hop, okay? Lunge and a hop for 30 seconds. Good stuff. Let's start. Good stuff. Let's change the other leg. We'll take the break after. Let's go. Good job. Good stuff. Breathe. 30 seconds. And we go back again. Our target is to hit 4 sets. Just finished set number 2. Starting the third set. Are you okay? Single arm burpee or your kawaida normal burpee. Okay? 5 more seconds. Breathe. Good stuff. Let's go. Good job. Take a breather. From there, elevated push-ups. So you get elevated push-ups next. Are you good? After that set, let's finish it strong. I'm going to give you a 1 minute breather. Alright. So complain sana. Good. Let's go. Get started. Good job. From there, hip dips. Remember, we're burning the fat. Okay, it's an intense session for good fat burning. Now burn fat up. Alright? So please don't give up. That's how we're wrapping up the weekend. Before we do something that is not good for our bodies because it's weekend, let's first burn some fat today, okay? Good stuff. Let's go. Hip dip. Good stuff. Good job. Relax it. Still on time. Doing very well on time. You're doing very well on time. How are you feeling? I'm sweating. I'm equally sweating and panting like you. Okay. Good. I'm starting with the hop squats. Let's go. Good job. Relax. Swing your lunge with a hop. Great. Beginners and intermediate. Hope you're not being left out. 30 seconds rest is good enough. It's long. So just try push your cardio, try push your endurance, and don't give up. Don't give up. Okay? Good. From there, swing your single lunge with a hop. Let's go. Good stuff. Balance the other leg. Same. Done with that set. One last set. Okay? But like I promised, I'm going to give you a 1 minute break. So take a break. Breathe. Now the last set, tunachapa, then we're done. Right. How are you feeling? 30 more seconds to go. Just breathe. Like I said, beginners learning. So I'm giving you guys a longer break. I don't want to lose you today. Okay. Relax. You get ready. Good stuff. Let's start. One arm burpee. Beginners kawaida burpee. This is what I mean by kawaida burpee. There. Let's go. Good stuff. Good job. From there, elevated push-ups. My body is loving this. How are you feeling? It's good for you. Good. We ready? Let's go. Start with the push-ups. Good job. From there, bring your hip, plank, hip dips. Are you okay? For 30 seconds. You have 10 more seconds to breathe. Just relax. 10 more seconds. As you get ready. Are you ready? My timer tells me it's time. Let's go. Good job. Breathe. Breathe. In the hop squats. Hop squats. Are you ready? You ready? 5 more seconds. In my zone. Let's go. Good stuff. Relax. On to our last exercise. Lunge with a hop. Then you're done. Okay? Our last exercise. The lunge, the hop, then finish crawl. 30 seconds. Are you ready? Let's get started. Good stuff. Balance the other leg. Good. Let's go. Good. 30-second breather. How are you feeling? You okay? I'm feeling good. 10 more seconds. You're done. Basically, you're done. Okay? So I want us to stretch. Relax. Relax your hands there. Breathe. Good. Twist the neck round. Funga macho. The other side. Good. Shrug your shoulders belly. Shrug them backwards. Good. We'll go up. Toes facing up. Reach for your toes. Pull it up. Good. Another leg. Just breathe. Good. Pull it back. Oh. Just breathe. Good. The other side. Pull it back. Up. Oh. Good stuff. From there we breathe in, breathe out. Let's go breathe in. Out. Breathe in. Out. Last time, breathe in. Now. Thank you so much for staying tuned to NTV. God bless you. Have yourself a lovely day. Bye-bye.
Job went through many troubles, but the Bible says that at the end of it, he was more blessed, he was stronger, and he was more wealthy than he had ever been. This is our prayer, this is our belief, that when this is all over, we will be stronger, we will be more blessed, we will be a greater nation than we ever been. God bless you and stay safe.
Akili, 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 akili. Let's chase the germs away. Let's chase the germs away by keeping our hands clean. And when you want to sneeze or when you want to cough, do it in your elbow. Let's practice sneezing into your elbow. Are you ready? 1, 2, 3. Achoo! Again. Achoo! Yay! You did it! Germs, germs, germs. They make us sick. Germs, germs, germs are not our friends. Germs, germs, germs. They make us sick. Germs, germs, germs. Germs, germs, germs are not your friends.
As a news director, you also need to put a lot of consideration when it comes to preventing the spread of the coronavirus, especially here in the All right. Yes, and I think that's what I learned. When you do get a sneeze or you feel like coughing, take a tissue paper, put it on your mouth and in front of your nose and sneeze into it, then roll it down and throw it in your trash can.
This is NTV.
Ni wetu unatuguide.
Sit, hatch, cool. There, the left, itch, so, shit, go, hook, sit, hatch, cool. Do that, itch, knee, so, shit, go, hook, sit, hatch, cool. Go back there, itch, so, shit, go, hook, sit, hatch, cool. There, itch, knee, so, shit, go, hook, sit, hatch, cool. You back there, itch, knee, so, shit, go, hook, sit, hatch, cool. There, itch, knee, so, shit, go, hook, sit, hatch, cool. There, itch, knee, so, shit. Your left leg forward, itch, so,
Hello East Africa, good morning and welcome to your world. This Friday, the 4th of September. This morning, our focus, as you can see, is on personal safety, from self-defense techniques to keeping safe in hostile environments. we've got you covered. My name is Joseph Warungu, and coming up, today we're in the hands of our senses as we put on our fighting attire to deflect the enemy's punches. The coronavirus has exposed the Tunisian health sector's underbelly. What's going wrong? Mexican president says increased crime is linked to the so-called organized crime groups. Japanese farm says it's one step closer to making flying cars a reality. This morning, we're asking, have you faced any type of insecurity recently? What happened and how did you handle the situation? Before all that, an update on the COVID-19 situation, the global numbers. Now, as we speak at the moment across the world, this is the situation. We've got 26,467,490 people who've so far been confirmed positive for COVID-19. Of these, 18,661,504 have so far recovered, while sadly we've lost 873,213 people across the world. So that's the global figure as far as the coronavirus is concerned. And talking about the virus, it's put a spotlight in terms of the health sector in Tunisia, which is struggling with health services, especially in the southeastern part of the country, with residents and doctors in a COVID-19 hotspot, deploring a lack of equipment and medics. The North African country had managed to contain its outbreak by moving early and imposing strict measures in March. But cases have been on the rise since it reopened its borders on the 27th of June. Gabis province, and especially the town of El Hama, some 500 kilometers south of the capital Tunis, has become one of the country's virus epicenters. More than 800 of Tunisia's almost 4,000 coronavirus cases and 11 of its 80 deaths have been recorded in Gabis region, mostly from El Hama. In August alone, according to the health ministry, most cases have been asymptomatic, but residents of the agricultural town of some 100,000 people fear they'll be unable to access treatment if needed. Our hospitals need to be hospitalized urgently, Feti says, a resident of El Hama, where a lockdown has been reimposed. Workers with Polico Group, one of the farms tasked with coordinating the Mauritius cleanup operation, clear contaminated seaweed from the coastline. Japanese bulk carrier MV Wakashio crashed into a reef off southeastern Mauritius last month, spewing more than 1,000 tons of oil into waters that are home to mangrove forests and endangered species.
What we are currently doing in Rivière de Crillon is, since we have removed the oil from the sea surface, we are removing all bulk, all contaminated seaweed and all material that is being contaminated by oil, and then we will proceed accordingly to the methods that will not create any damage to the environment.
In Zimbabwe, opposition politician Jacob Garimvume and award-winning journalist Hopewell Chinono were granted bail at their fourth attempt after being detained in July for calling for protests.
for 45 days we've been in incarceration. For what? It was wrong even to arrest us in the first place. And for 45 days, they denied us our freedom. It's unacceptable. And which investor would come in a country where a government goes against you, it takes you 45 days to get bail? It's unbelievable.
I was convinced that I was arrested for exposing corruption, and the president's office ordered my arrest. When we go to trial, we shall prove that.
That he gets out. Of course, the fact that he has been incarcerated all this time is a huge injustice. These bail conditions are extremely strict. We feel that they are overly stringent. They do even restrict his constitutional rights.
So, welcome again to Your World. And this morning, we are looking at your personal safety and also at self-defense techniques in case you get into a spot of bother. To help us through this, I've got with me here in the studio Caleb Atemi, who is the CEO of Tankai Martial Arts and also an instructor himself. We'll also be joined shortly by Carol Kihurani, who is a Taekwondo coach. And we also have with me Julius Kariuki, who is going to be put through the paces alongside myself. And on Zoom, Francis Mutunga, who is a management, risk management, as well as a safety consultant who joins us via Zoom to share some tips that can help you whenever you get into that situation, perhaps a hijack, perhaps a kidnapping, perhaps you're caught up in a terrorist situation. What do you need to do to keep safe? So these are the guys who lead us through it. I'm a recruit, a complete trainee. I've never in my life done a television program without shoes, but here we are. Welcome to the NTV and Your World Dojo. Sensei, over to you.
Thank you.
Where do we start?
I think normally it's in a street situation, the first defense is to avoid trouble. First defense is to be aware of your environment. But we'll do demos of a few basic punches you can use in street combat to help you out of a situation. We can do that together?
Yeah.
Okay. Now then, normally, in tournament, chances are different. On the streets, you advise that this is the position you take. Huh? Okay? Your hands will always be open. You're offering your would-be enemy or opponent peace. Okay? But we'll do a straight punch, we'll do a cross punch, and we'll do an uppercut. Okay? So we start with that. Straight punch. Let's start to the left. You make sure it's your hip that moves. Power comes from the hip. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The other hand. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. For you to get more impact. Because remember, if you are being attacked on the street, you only need one punch to get out of the situation, or one kick, and you disable your attacker, and you move on with your life. So it's one kick, one punch, and you move on. So this is what we call a straight punch. Warungu, we punch straight to the face, and always keep guard. There, there, there. Front hand, each. Re, sa, shi, go. Okay? Cross punch goes that way. Each. Re, sa, shi, go. Look. Switch. The other hand, each. Re, sa. Now, we have very popular punches in boxing called an uppercut. You do a front uppercut that goes 45 degrees. Switch. The other hand. Make sure your hip is the one that moves the punch. Hip. All power in martial arts comes from the hip. The hand, you can do a combination of the three. You can do 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. Okay? 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Okay? Number two, most people don't know how to fold their fists. Huh? The fist goes this way. Okay? And you can either punch straight, or you can punch with the knuckles upward. Okay? You also have another punch called uraken in karate that goes this way. You can use it on the forehead or on the nose to create maximum impact. Now, it's also important to understand how to block the punches. To emphasize fitness, emphasize flexibility and power. Probably I'll do it with my colleague a small demo, how to block the same powers, the same punches. So when you throw a stretch punch, okay?
Just using your
Yes,
your
palm,
hand.
hand,
Your palm of your hand.
Okay? Yeah, that. Then the other one, okay? Again, so, okay? So you simply, then the uppercut, you use the elbow, not just it's part of the hand, just for the uppercut. Straight the face, that way, okay? So, okay? But you make sure that your hip gives you power. So all movements, all punches, we emphasize hip work. So that if I am here, if the punch goes straight, it has no power. But if I use hip, there's more impact, okay? So the punch is relaxed until the impact point. It's at the point of impact that I release all the strength, okay? Now number two, okay?
Yeah.
And I have a question?
I just wanted to have a try, see whether I can survive this.
That's fine.
Yeah.
So you throw a straight punch.
Yeah.
The face, yes. Again, just straight. Relax. Your body is stiff. Yeah. Yes. Just throw straight like that. Yeah. Okay? Yes. Okay? You also have a deadly attack when you can use your elbow. But most street combats are normally close quarter. It's not, they come and attack you from here. So one of the best defense mechanisms is the elbow strike. Elbow strike, you move in with your hip. You can strike from below to the chin. So you go each. You can strike on the side. Okay? You can strike from the back side. So you strike step and so it all depends on the situation.
Right.
And now it opens up, but it's a deadly and very useful form of attack or defense.
Okay. Sometimes an attacker comes at you with a knife.
Yeah.
What do you do?
Now, the knife situation is critical. First, always avoid somebody whose hands are hidden. Yes, they're probably concealing a knife. So if they came towards you, make sure you create a distance. Because a knife attack, no matter how good you are, it gets you, you're done. So number one, assuming the knife comes this way. Okay, most clubs will teach you, okay, just do a demo that you deflect. But the guy could be doing all sorts of stuff. So the best thing to do is to make sure that you get that hand and feel it. So just try again.
Okay.
So you make sure you're not stationary.
Yeah.
Okay. So Kidevi, you side step.
Okay.
I would try show you.
Yeah.
Okay. Two things.
Yeah.
Try.
Okay.
Try. Okay. Again. That's side step.
Okay.
But make sure your hand targets
the hand with the knife.
Once you have the hand with the knife, then now you take control. Okay. Next time we'll come with a knife dummy. Again. So side stepping is number one. Once you are here, you can either control the hand, you can kick, okay, but you should not let go of this hand.
Right.
You can also now apply techniques that we use in Aikido. You twist, the hand will fall. If you have his hand here,
Wow.
Sensei will tell you how he's feeling.
I can see from his face.
Because once you have him here,
Yeah.
he's all yours.
Okay.
Okay?
Yeah.
And you can either push him on the ground or throw him on the sides. But knife, there's no prediction.
Okay.
So the best defense you said is to walk away, to run. But once you're cornered, then you apply your techniques.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right. So those are all the punches that we need to know.
No, there are many punches.
Okay.
So now there's another good punch in karate. We call it Yakuzuki. It's a reverse punch.
Yakuzuki. Yeah.
Yes. It can be used if you want to get an opponent from that distance. You move in from here. So the entire hip propels you with the punch. It's a very powerful punch. It's called a reverse punch. So imagine the whole hip. It can cause damage to internal organs. But every punch must be practiced consistently. We say minimum of 6 months per punch.
Right.
To
get to that level. I'm on day one, but we'll get there. So Caleb, take us through the steps. You've met a hostile opponent or someone maybe who wants to mug you.
Yes.
Before you get into all this using your body and all the things that you've talked about,
Yes.
How do you first of all maybe calm down the situation?
Diplomacy.
Yeah.
Tell him he's the toughest guy. You know you can't fight him. You don't want anything to do with him. You just want peace. Try and talk yourself out of it.
So he asked you for your phone?
Well, it all depends. Number one, be aware on the streets. Never allow strangers to walk near you. Always be alert. Because once somebody gets your neck, a few seconds you're gone.
Get her.
And get her. So you can also give your phone as a matter of technique, of tactic.
Right.
So by the time he takes your phone, you can now move in and strike.
Okay.
Yes. But don't resist.
Thank you, Sensei. Now you'll take us through the next few steps, but we take a short break now. We'll be right back with more on personal safety and self-defense techniques.
This week on The Trend, all this and many more only on The Trend right here on NTV.
Oh, Susanna, I hope you're happy now. I see you flexing on the ground with your sponsor.
Find finding the truth in these uncertain times has become certain. Possibilities for business even more convenient with the Nation e-paper. To enjoy this and more, simply dial *550*1# for Daily Nation and *550*5# for Business Daily on your mobile phone and get 50% discount on the e-paper. Yes, for just 20 shillings each, the truth will find you and more possibilities right where you are. Dial *550*1# for Daily Nation and *550*5# for Business Daily today. Terms and conditions apply.
Nawa mikono sasa. Nawa mikono sasa. Nawa mikono sasa. Nawa mikono sasa. Unawajua mikono ni mojawapo ya njia bora zaidi ya kukukinga dhidi ya magonjwa na ya kukufanya uwe na afya kwa mwaka mzima.
Here at NMG, we are working very hard to ensure your favorite publications, Daily Nation, Business Daily, Taifa Leo, and the East African are readily available. In a bid to support the efforts to prevent the transmission of COVID-19, NMG has ensured our staff, our distributors, and their staff adhere to set guidelines. At our printing plant, all staff are required to wash their hands before entering the factory and must be wearing a mask. All workers either change their clothes on entering the factory or wear an overcoat. We are keeping doors open to avoid our staff touching door handles repeatedly. With our automated printing, contact with the newspaper is kept to a minimum, and at the packing process, the staff observe social distancing. Vehicles used to transport the newspapers are disinfected daily before the newspapers are loaded, and our delivery staff all wear masks and wash their hands regularly. Our vendors ensure that they sanitize every time they handle money and wear their masks at all times. NMG is proud to be able to safely meet your information needs. Stay safe, stay informed with our favorite NMG publications.
Just last month was Mental Health Awareness Month, so we're continuing the conversation.
This person just turned me into their toy and every evening, and it was, yeah, when I approached my mother about it, she slapped me.
What mental health needs is more sunlight, more candor, and more unashamed conversations, and that is what Unscripted is about.
You know, when people say, oh, he committed suicide, yeah, that person who drives those big cars committed suicide. Mental health has got nothing to do with your economic status.
Welcome back to Your World, and this morning we're looking at personal safety and sharing tips on self-defense in case you get caught up in a tricky situation and everything else has failed and you need to keep yourself safe. So we've got Sensei Kale Batemi, who is taking us through the paces. We'll also be joined shortly by another Taekwondo instructor. We've got Julius, who is a trainee like myself, helping us with this session. But just before we get back into the routine and the tips and the exercises, here are some of your comments on our hashtag #NewNormal. These are your experiences regarding safety. Migiro, you say, nilipigwa ngeta juzi, nikaenda kupiga nduru, nikaambiwa niheshimu kazi ya wengine. Okay. Asante. Then Charlotte Halileni Hereni, you say, I'm sure More than half of us here, including our government, have faced this kind of insecurity at times, and especially during COVID-19, financial insecurity. Now, the problem is knowing the best means to defend ourselves, okay? That's a different type of defense, asante sana. And then we've got Chang Sang, you say, yes, when I ran as fast as my leg could carry me, then the Chokoras Olympic me, little did I know I had some Maois on my back. I threw them into their face with force, then I escaped. That is my insecurity. Asante Chang. Another comment here from Piers on air. Yeah, Kenyan corruption, that's what you faced. I just decided to leave it to God since it is out of hand. It's the worst insecurity we would ever face. So those are your comments. Keep them coming in. Now, Francis, good morning and welcome to your world.
Good morning, Joseph, and thank you for having me.
Okay, I'm just getting my volume adjusted so I can hear you clearly from the studio. Now, you've watched a little bit of the demonstration in terms of karate and a few tips that has been shared by Sensei Kalabatemi here. But in terms of general safety, now you deal with a lot of risk management, you take people through how to keep safe. Let's first of all start with the issue of risk assessment. How does one go about assessing the risks around them? For example, you're going into a place you're not used to, you're going into a dangerous place at night. How do you go about doing risk assessment?
Yeah, first of all, I want to say that risk is a measure of vulnerability to threats in the environment. So the first thing that you need to do if you want to do a risk assessment, first you need to identify the threats. Like the sensei or the instructor there shared, for example, being facing some robbers or maybe being robbed. So the first thing you need to know is to identify the threat and then look at the vulnerability. How vulnerable are you? Or maybe I can use the word probability. What are the probability of you facing that particular threat? And if you are faced with that threat, what will be the impact, or what will be the severity? How does it impact you? So you need to know first, look at the threat, look at your vulnerability, and then look at the severity. Then, because basically risk is a measure of those three. And then also the other thing that you also need to look at is your capability or your capacity. Are you, like for example, the instructor there, he has a capability, he can fight, able to fight maybe somebody who is trying maybe to rob him, or maybe somebody is trying to attack him. People have different capabilities, and those are some of the things that you need to look at first. The threat, and the likelihood, or what is the probability of you being facing that particular threat, and also the severity and your capacity or capability. If you're able to avoid the threat in particular, that is the best. And one of the way of avoiding the threat is not maybe if it is a certain route that you think there's a lot of risk, or you might face those guys, you may want to avoid using that route, or use a different, an alternate route whereby you avoid the threat. Again, making yourself less vulnerable or reducing the probability. For example, instead of walking alone, instead of walking with your laptop, can you maybe work with a team? Do you have somebody who can accompany you, or maybe go with somebody else, so that at least you are less likely? Because if you're alone, you are likely to be attacked, or you're likely to be, may trigger even the criminals to attack you. But if you are going with somebody, or we are going with a team, then it means that you are more secure, or it means that the chances of that threat, you facing that threat, is reduced.
So Francis, let me move you on to the next step. So I've assessed my risks, I've followed your advice, I've decided that, on the balance of probabilities, I think I'll be all right. So if I move into this environment that is hostile, for example, a place that is known for carjackings, for example, then once I'm in that environment, what do I need to have in mind?
Yeah, one thing, you need also to be aware of, as much as we are doing this, like I said, doing the assessment and mitigating the risk, there is no situation whereby you find that there is a zero risk. there's always what you call a residual risk. And of course, if you're faced with something like, for example, what you're saying that being hijacked, if you're already in that particular situation, these are gunmen, they are pointing guns at you. You're already in that situation. There is no way you'll escape that. Then the best thing that you want to do is to comply, because if they have weapons, if they have guns and they're pointing at you, and you try to resist or to make any unnecessary move, they might attack you and they may even shoot you. One of the things that that you'll want to do, especially if you are seated in your car and they come pointing gun at you, the first thing you want to do is to raise your hands. Try to not to make any sudden movement. Like, for example, even if they tell you to get out of the car, you know you have to maybe to release the lock from the door, then you can open the door. So make sure that move, when you move your hands trying to get to the lock to open the door, make sure it is not a sudden move, because any sudden move can trigger these attackers, because they don't know what you're trying to do. They don't know what your intention, or they even think that you're going to reach out for a weapon. So make sure if your hands are up, and then you will need to just to demonstrate to them that you have to open the door, and then push it, move your hands slowly, then you can get to the lock, and then you can open the door, then you can raise again your hands.
Francis,
any sudden movement.
What if you've got a safety belt on? How do you do that without, because that movement is also a movement of reaching for a weapon?
Yes, the same case applies. If you want to open the door, if you want to move the safety belt, it has to don't make a sudden movement. Sometimes there is a reaction because there is panic. Even if it's a safety belt, move your hands slowly, or you can even tell them, let me open my, unbuckle. You can even leave one hand lifted so that they see that what you're trying to do. So let them see that you're trying to open the seat, release the safety belt, then you can open the door. But the thing is to avoid any sudden movement that will trigger, because they can shoot. Then remember that time there's a lot of tension for you and also those people that are attacking you. So any sudden movement could lead them to react, and they can shoot you.
Okay, so Francis, let's stay with that gunman scenario, which is sometimes quite common. Apart from not making these sudden movements, as you say, in other words, not to give this guy any excuse whatsoever to release a few bullets on you, what else in terms of your demeanor, your body language, how you speak to them, eye contact, what do you need to do to make sure that guy does not pull the trigger on you?
Yeah, if they are pointing a gun at you, the other thing that you also need to do is try as much as possible to remain calm. Though I agree that it's not it's not easy to remain calm in that situation. But again, also you also want to try to avoid eye contact, because remember, these people are committing a crime. They don't want you to identify them. So if you're looking at them, it means that maybe you are trying to identify them, so that in case maybe you are going to report them, maybe after the incident you go to the police to report them. It means that you have identified. So if you can try to avoid any direct eye contact, that will be make you even safer. Because if you look at somebody, they know that definitely this person is trying to identify us, so that he can be able to report us. Yes.
Okay, Francis, just stay on the line for a moment. I want to bring in Caleb here. Again, Caleb, from your experience of combat, when someone comes with an intent to harm you, what is going on in their minds? What's the psyche of someone who's coming at a gun with you? Are they panicked? Do they come clearly with an intention to shoot?
Nowadays, scenario are different, because somebody could be on weed, some could be on drugs, and those who are just ordinary thugs. It's difficult to know.
Julius, let me move you here so that I can be closer to.
It's difficult to know what state they are in, their mind is in. As I said, the best thing is to comply, because once somebody has a gun pointed at you, you have to be extremely sure that you can get that gun for you to try and make a move.
But in the space of negotiation, before
yes.
you have to bear in mind this guy could not be in his right senses.
Yes.
What else? I mean,
so you remain, as I said, try and remain as calm as possible. Try and assure him that you are vulnerable and you do not mean to retaliate. And if possible, I don't know how you can do this, but if you can close the space between the two of you, the better.
Why is that?
The further he is from you, the more vulnerable you are.
So I should...
If you're closer, then if you are trained, it's much easier to disarm the character.
It's also a bit difficult to shoot when it's close range.
No, it's not difficult, but at least now from this particular position, I can take a gun from you.
Okay.
It's much easier.
All right. Yes. Francis, let me come to you. Caleb is taking us into the fighting arena, but let's manage the risks with you first. So assume you managed to escape that. Police arrive on the scene. There is shootout going on, so the gunman is now not on you. How do you stay safe when bullets start flying between the police and the gunman?
Yeah, the first thing that when you hear the shootout has begun, the first reaction you should just fall down, get down to the floor, and of course there is a way that you need to drop yourself so that again you don't even throw yourself anyhow, because sometimes you can even get injured.
Okay, so that's too quick.
Yeah, but I believe the guys in the institute can demonstrate how to fall. There's a way that you can fall down safely without injuring yourself. So the first thing you want to do is to get down on the floor.
I know, Francis, just one moment. I know Sensei is nursing an injury which he suffered 2 days ago. Yes. Is there a demonstration of how to fall safely? Julius, are you... I don't want to do it because I have to present more shows. So.
What you can do, yeah? Just make sure your hands are here, okay? When you're falling, don't fall with your knees because you can injure your knees. Yeah? You just go slowly. Here, then just there. Then put your hands.
So on
here.
Your knees.
Okay. Yeah. There. Yeah.
And you stay down.
And you stay down.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, Francis, we have been
Yes,
taught
sir.
how to go down on the ground safely. Now,
Yes.
we have watched a lot of gangster movies where police are in a shootout and they are hiding behind a car door. And to my limited knowledge, that is the most dangerous thing you can do. Can you take us through, you are near your car, there is shooting going on. Apart from falling on the ground, how do you avoid these bullets? Maybe if you're not necessarily lying down. Is it safe to hide behind your car door?
Yes, there is something we call concealment, and there is something we call taking cover. So what you need to do is to take cover. If you hide, let's say, for example, behind a bush, you have concealed yourself, but that is not taking cover. So taking cover is getting behind a solid structure which will prevent a bullet from penetrating. And for example, the example that you gave of a car, if you decide to hide behind a car, then don't go at the center of the body of the car. You need to go where the wheels are, either the front wheel or the rear wheels, because that is where we have the axle which connects the two wheels. You need a solid structure which is going to prevent the bullet from passing through, and especially the front wheel, because where we have the engine, which is a block, that can prevent a bullet from penetrating. But if you hide at the center where you are just being protected by the door, a bullet can surely pass through the door and you can still be hit. Yeah.
Okay. So if you're in an open place, any idea, you're in a car park, for example, outside?
If you are in an open place and there's a shootout whereby there are no solid structure where you can take cover from, then if in that case you need to hide, because if, let's say, for example, the shooter is shooting from a window, there is what you call the kill zone. The kill zone is the angle whereby he can be able to hit you. So you need to, as long as you're in that kill zone, you're an easy target, and therefore you need to run, and you run in a zigzag movement. Don't run straight, run in a zigzag movement so that you're able to escape the movement as you are trying to get away from the kill zone, which is an area that the gunman can be able to hit you without having any challenges, because he can see you very well and he can shoot you from where you are.
Now, the instinct for a lot of people when you hear a gunshot is to immediately go flat on the ground. Is that a good idea?
It depends. It is a good idea, but it depends on where you are. For example, if you are on a kill zone, in an open place, like in a car park whereby there are no cars, and the shooter is maybe in a building, as long as you're in a kill zone, even if you're lying flat, you'll be shot. So what you need to do is to run in a zigzag direction and get away from that kill zone. Because as long as you're in the kill zone, and there's no a structure that is going to provide cover to you, then you are definitely going to be a target, or an easy target. You can also get behind a tree with a trunk, the big tree with a big trunk that can also provide cover to you. But remember, like I said, there is a difference between concealment and taking cover. Concealment is if you decide to hide behind a bush, you can still be hit because you are just hiding, but you're not protecting yourself from the shooter.
Okay. Francis, stay on the line for the next few bits of advice from you. We want to get practical with Sensei here. So what scenarios of a maga, someone who is not actually armed, okay. But they're using maybe the element of surprise to come for you. Again, okay. What do we need to know, or what do we need to do with Julius here?
Always avoid surprise. Always walk and know your environment. Avoid strangers around you.
When you say walk, do you walk?
Not necessarily. If someone is constantly on your back,
yes,
you better
be aware of
step aside.
Sort of the environment around you.
Step aside and see if they can pass, or what the intentions are. Because most guys will come behind you and grab you in the neck. They call it ngeta. You can do a demo. They come and once somebody gets you there, it takes a few minutes, a few seconds rather, and you are gone. So avoid being in that situation. But in case you are, just in case you are, that situation, see, it's very hard. Drop your chin. Number one, put your chin.
Up or
down.
Down.
Yeah. Because when you do that, you lose the grip. Assuming the grip is too tight, you can do elbow strike, but the best is here. Go for his. No matter how tough they are, grab them.
Okay.
Remember, it's a split second. The moment you feel the hand there, it goes. It has to be instant. You can't wait for the hand to land.
Right.
Just try it, Kidogo. Because immediately the hand.
Julius, you okay?
Because the moment, if he gets you the grip, whether you're a black belt or not,
there's nothing you can do.
You're done.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sometimes people will tap you on the back. Again, people walking behind you whom you don't know. Yeah.
There are two scenarios. Huh? If you tap a guy on the back who is, let's say, is a judoka, for instance, there's always, you can always move quickly, and because he doesn't know who are you, tap me. Okay. And then there are those scenarios where, mostly for ladies, somebody comes and grabs you. I'm going to kushika hivi. Brother VP. There are simple techniques to get out of there.
Right.
Yeah. Just do some grip kidogo. Yeah. Now somebody grabs you there. There are several techniques. Number one, you simply use this part of the hand. Punch, okay? But make sure you go for the hand. It has to grab him between the thumb, okay? Again. So you have to make a quick move, get that hand out of.
It's impossible to move, actually.
Yes. But remember, if you are here, you can still hit me if you are trained. So I have to bring you down to this level.
Yes.
Okay? Where now you are immobilized.
Right.
And I can do whatever I want to do with you. Other options, again. Other option is to grab here. Again? Yeah. You go for this part. Don't stiffen your body for the injured. So you go there. This part becomes it's a weak part.
Yes.
You'll be able to lift the hand out of your.
If you're in that position and I pretend to be one of those untrained martial arts and I still want to give an uppercut, what happens?
Remember, I still have my two hands.
Right. So so I'm there.
And I still have my legs.
Yeah. And I'm trying to.
So I'm making sure, yes.
And I'm trying to.
I just make sure that everything else is.
Okay.
Because even if you hold me this way, I still have my two hands.
Yeah.
I still have my two legs. Okay? I can either strike there. I can do what you call it the Chuck Norris move, where you use the shoulder and push the opponent on the sides. So there are many techniques to apply. Simple, but very, very easy.
Right.
Yeah. Then you also go for the weak points.
Which are the weak points?
Yeah. For every man is a weak point to strike. We have what you call the sword.
Yes.
Or simply
and,
use.
And I should give a warning that your world is not giving you authority to go and kill people. We're just giving you some tips.
It's only survival when your life is threatened.
Yeah.
Or use this bit as a weak point.
Right.
Is a weak point. But see, you are trained to strike. But the weakest and the best point is what they call kaasho.
This is very painful.
Your solar plexus.
Yeah.
Up.
It just demobilizes you. Okay. Francis, let me come back to you to safer territory. This man is going to finish me in a moment. Let's talk about ladies feel alone, vulnerable in very tricky areas of even this, our Nairobi here. Again, your tips. Maybe you've come from class in the evening or home, going home from work, and you're walking in some very lonely parts of Nairobi or some scary parts of Nairobi. You're a single lady. Your tips, your advice?
Yeah, one of the things for ladies to mitigate the risk is to first identify their vulnerable points. And if you know that you are vulnerable, then you need to put in measures that are going to reduce your vulnerability, making yourself less vulnerable. For example, if you're attending evening classes, are you able to leave early before it becomes too late? If you have to leave late, are you able to identify somebody who can accompany you from maybe from your college or from your university to the bus stop, so that at least you can be able to get to the matatu, and then you can get home safely. Then something else maybe also to reduce, because sometimes the criminals look at your behavior. And the coach there has talked about being alert. It's called situational awareness. You need to be aware of your situation, your environment. You need to be alert. You need to be always check around and see what goes on around you. Because, like, for example, if you're working late at night and you're on your phone, you are texting, it means that you're not aware. And somebody who even a criminal who did not even have the intention to rob you, that can trigger, because they see that that this is a weak point. It is an easy target, and they can attack you, or maybe they can steal from you. Again, if you are carrying your bag, ladies have different bags. How do you carry your handbag? Which one will be the best? Which one is safer for you to carry? Or which one is a little bit difficult for somebody to grab it from you and run? For example, if you have a handbag that they normally carry, I have one here with me, of course. So like this one, if you're carrying the handbag on the hand from this side, so it means that somebody who wants to grab it, it's very easy for somebody to grab this handbag. But if you're using what you call like the sling bag, where you put the bag here and then it goes around your shoulder, then that can be it can be even safer for the lady. Again, even the way you dress. If you're wearing, let's say, for example, a short dress and a high heel, and to fight.
Before we do that, here are more of your hashtag new normal. What you've been saying to us. I have a comment here from, this first one is from Dixon Osengo. You say, yesterday I was sleeping, all of a sudden I heard the door. Hardly had I tried to wake up, then I met a resounding fist on my nose. I quickly back to you, seriously. Okay. Then, Steve, give us real stories. Steve Denga, I am financially insecure because sina pesa. I don't know how to defend myself. even with a black belt, you cannot be able to survive if you're down financially and under. Police brutality, the beating the defense is to run away to your health, or you wait to be killed in the name of curfew. Okay, unasema tukimbie. I'm informed. Okay, that's what you've suffered from. Thank you so much. We have a comment here from Taya Korovoi. Naikumbuka hiyo. Nilipatana na makarao 9:30, ikabidi nimechapa seti wapite uzuri ya kuishi ghetto. Okay. Na ukapona, sawa.
NTV hits the road.
Watu wa NTV namkaribisha hapa Tharaka Nithi County Headquarters.
And like time and time again, it will be worth your watch.
Kaunti yetu iko na vitu mingi mzuri.
And when they get down to business,
tunajengewa soko mzuri ya ghorofa 3.
Infrastructure development.
Naweza nikashukuru kwa hii barabara.
Healthcare transformation. Breathtaking tourist attractions.
Kuna mti mrefu East Africa hii kuliko hii. Kwa kimombo inaitwa Kenyensis. Kimeru watu wote wanajua inaitwa mtunguru.
Set your watch, make a date with us as we explore county number 13, the county of Tharaka Nithi.
Do you need to send your parcel or document during this period? The Nation Courier Services, with over 15 years of distribution experience, will deliver it for you. We deliver to every corner of Kenya. Due to our strong distribution network, have overnight door-to-door service and same-day intra-city service with the security and safety of the client's shipment guaranteed. Your parcel is our priority. We'll deliver it for you. Contact us for delivery on courierservices@ke.nationmedia.com or call 0719 038 739.
Namaste. In hard times like these, we must remember the important role played by family as the foundation upon which the society is based and ordained by God, and resist any temptation to stigmatize those who have been affected or infected by the disease. Let us follow up our family members to practice all measures as given by our government. Above all, let us constantly check on the well-being of our family members as taught by our religion. He is the creator, he is the ordainer and the source of all types of motion and energy. He is the highest feeder. Infection control, including voluntary isolation, is inherent in our faith and behavior in our effort to protect each other from contagious infects. Therefore, let us follow the government directive on social distancing, like the way we do the namaste instead of shaking the hands. The infection control, including the voluntary isolation, is the inherent in our faith and behavior in our effort to protect each other from contagious infects. Therefore, let us follow the government directive on social distancing as it were the part of our faith.
Welcome back to Your World. This morning, a special focus on personal safety and also sharing some tips on self-defense with people who really know how to do it. My panel is, first of all, Caleb Atemi, who is the CEO, Taikan Martial Arts, and an instructor of many years. We have just been joined in the studio in our dojo here by Carol Kihurani, who is a Taekwondo instructor, and behind me is fellow student Julius Kariuki, who will suffer with me as we're taken through these difficult spaces. And obviously on Zoom, we have Francis Mutunga, who is a risk management and a safety consultant, also taking us through how to manage yourself and your safety in different scenarios that could compromise your life or indeed your property. Before we get into the discussion and the demonstrations, let's have a look at some of the stories this morning. Security apparatus in Njoro, Nakuru County, are on the spot following increased insecurity in the region that has created tension among communities. One person died in the most recent attack.
Sasa tutapata amani aje? Na tukikaa na wewe tukipakana hivi unanikanyaga unachukua kuku yangu. Tukikaa hivi unachukua ng'ombe. Ukikaa hivi unafunja mlango unabeba mahindi. Tutasikilizanaje?
Wacha kutuambia tunatafuta amani, jambo linatendeka linaenda. Mwingine anakuja anakufa linaenda. Hiyo jamaa mwenye anaiba hapo juu, wazee wako hapa wanamjua.
Upande wa security na nafikiri mambo itaenda.
Tafadhali sisi wenyewe tujilinde. Wacha serikali tusaidie. Hii watu tusaidie, wacha niwaambie jameni. Msidanganyane. Useme ukweli. Hii askari wenyewe hapa tusaidie kabisa.
Kuja kufanya huu mkutano.
Wenye wamefanya hivyo tusiseme pia ni kabila hii ama ni kabila hii. Criminal ni criminal. Sawa sawa. Muizi ni muizi.
So that's Njoro. Now, an electronic shop was on Sunday night broken into at Chokaa and Njiro sub-county. Thieves managed to steal electronics worth 500,000 shillings. Residents claim the burglaries have been on the rise in the past few weeks as thieves take advantage of the curfew. Judith Cherono with details.
Si tunafunga nduka 6:30, tunaondoka tunaenda kwa manyumba. Na si tunashangaa kama kulikuwa na curfew kabisa. Hii ilikuwa ni curfew waliweka. Ni kwa nini nduka ikuje ifike mahali asubuhi unaamka saa moja kufungua nduka yako unapata ilikatwa mabati, watu wamebeba kila kitu ilikuwa ndani. Sasa sina mazimu, sina TV, kila kitu yote kwa hii nduka ilienda. Si tunataka tu serikali ituambie kama kuna curfew, kuna wezi, wametoka wapi.
Tunafanya mpaka usiku zako watu wa mapikipiki. Tulikuwa tunatembea tu hapa na pale. Uwezi pata ati wizi ilikuwa inafanyika. Sisi wenyewe mtu anatembea wanaona kwamba mtu anapeta ataniona. Sasa shwari tuulize swali ni hapa ni kwa barabara kumeiba, si kwa kichorochoro ndani. Mazanze wanakwanga wapi? Kama tunakimbizwa saa moja, saa mbili, saa tatu, saa ingine watu wanakwanga wapi wakati tunapora namna hii?
First and foremost, ningependa kucongratulate our OCPD from Kayore. Kuna wakati kulikuwa kumeharibika zaidi na akaja akasikia kilio ya watu wa Chokaa, akatupea post inaitwa Haringam Police Post. Since that time tumekuwa na security mzuri sana. But as from curfew day one, insecurity imeharibika kiwango kubwa sana. Huwezi enda wiki moja bila kusikia duka imevunjwa, na tunaomba hii curfew isitumike ni ya kurudisha wengine chini. Kwa maana wakati mtu anaenda kwa biashara yake anakuta imevunjwa, usiku wenye wanatembea ni askari. We don't expect ati wako kazi na bado insecurity inaendelea.
Okay, now, Mexican President Andrés Manuel López Obrador presents the second annual report of his mandate, in which he confirmed an increase in extortion and homicide by organized crime groups and assured that the country's health system will emerge stronger from the coronavirus pandemic. The president said only 2 crimes have increased: intentional homicide and extortion by 7.9% and 12.7% respectively. These crimes are linked fundamentally to the so-called organized crime. There is no doubt that we will emerge from the pandemic with a better health system. It is a hallmark of pride to be able to say that we help 23 million families through social programs. Confronted with a growing insecurity after several episodes of violence, French Prime Minister Jean Castex was in Nice with 2 of his ministers to try to find an answer. In Nice, several incidents have taken place in recent weeks in parts of the city. In particular, shots were fired in broad daylight on Monday morning in front of a supermarket in the sensitive district of Les Moulins, known in particular for being a place for drug trafficking in the city. A video of the shooting has circulated on social networks.
Merci beaucoup. Petit hôtel de ville.
Okay, it's time to get back now into business. Feedback from me from some of you is that those punches didn't look serious, they looked very comical. I'll get there. Give me a few years, we'll be sorted. So just to find out what it takes, Caleb, if you can take one step, still maintaining our social distance, a little bit closer. I want to talk to you and Caro from Caro, welcome to the show. Tell me, how long have you been in this business of taekwondo?
Thank you, sir. I've been in this business for so many years, 2 decades plus. I started as a student, just like where you are. I rose to represent this country. I was a lightweight champion for quite a number of years. I played up to the World Championship. Then I became a trainer, became an instructor, then became a coach, and now I'm a master.
Okay.
Yes, I coach in schools and health clubs.
What's the difference between instructor and master?
A master is it's someone who has mastered the sport, who has gone through up to 4th dan. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you've got a black belt to prove all
yes,
of that?
Yes, it's a black belt, first all the way up to 9th dan.
Okay.
So to 4th dan, you're master.
Is there hope for a blue belt like me?
Oh, blue belt is the best.
Okay.
Yes, and there is so much hope. There's so much potential in you.
Thank you, Carol. You're very kind. Carla, what about you? Now, we know you as a writer. You are also a veteran journalist. Yes. How long have you been in karate, in martial arts?
A few decades also.
A few decades, wow.
Yeah, but mine started in Nakuru when I was a small boy. Basically, it was for survival, because Nakuru was a city of criminal gangs.
We've had just that story from Joro about
yes, yes.
insecurity and so on. So yeah. You started your journey there, yes?
So I began with boxing, then karate, and I grew with it as a daily practice until I became the president of the Kenya Karate Federation. So for me, it's a lifestyle.
Okay.
Yes.
And I know you've trained a lot of journalists in karate as well.
Yes, yes, yes.
Are they still on the journey? Do you know?
Karate and taekwondo are very difficult. They are very difficult journeys to take. So if you only begin 5,000 students, probably only 5 will end up black belts like Caro. The other 4,900 something will drop out of the way. So there are few who are still in the journey. Others dropped out, and hopefully they'll come back again.
Oh, okay, so Carol, what inspired you? For Caleb, it was growing up in a place of insecurity. He had to fight his way out of trouble, out of all those scenarios. What about you?
I'm a sports person, right from the word go. I've been a sports person, and was working for a company. I'm a marketer. I worked for Amido Centers, and I tried so many sports. From school, I was in the school volleyball team. I did a bit of karate, I did a bit of boxing in school, but none inspired me like taekwondo did. And so the day I joined Taekwondo, I felt I would like to go a notch higher. And I said, I saw some people doing something, that time I could not understand. Kumbe, it was a tournament. And I said I would like to compete. And so when I competed, it was like, what's next? I would love to represent my country. I would like to go out there, carry the Kenyan flag.
And you did represent Kenya, as
Yes,
you've
and I
told us.
did that. After that time there were no payments. So after playing for 5 years, I felt I need to go a notch higher. I need to share what I have with other people.
That's how
so
you
that's
became
how I became a trainer. And then I stopped my other job and became sports became my profession.
Full-time.
Full-time.
Last question before we get into action. What is the difference between Taekwondo and Karate? Caleb, start off.
Basically, all martial arts are the same, but mostly the origin is what matters. Taekwondo is Korean, Karate is Japanese, but the foundation is the same. Kung Fu is Chinese, but the principles and teachings are similar.
Okay. Caleb, if you take your position now, I want to hand over to Carol to take us through, bear your women viewers in mind who may need to know various things in terms of keeping safe on the streets and so on.
Yes, sir. One of the things I would love to advise ladies is that be aware of your surrounding. Most of the times you find ladies, we walk without caring who is behind us and who is on the side, who is in front of us, who is ahead of us, maybe seated or something. Then you need to carry something that you can defend yourself, because power, we may be vulnerable because we are not as strong as men and can meet a very strong person. I advise ladies, carry something to you tie your hair with something that you can use to defend yourself. Not just something like a rubber band, no. Just have something that you can use. This one, I can strike you with it, and it will be very, very, very serious. 2, we are blessed with flexibility. Just know how to lift your leg. Just know how to lift your leg, and it will help you.
How do you mean by that?
Like, for example, I'm walking, and then I'm carrying my bag or something. You tell me nipatie.
You can come closer, Carol, so that we can see you clearly.
All right, so I'm carrying something.
Come closer, yeah.
I'm carrying something, a bag or something, or my phone, and then you tell me, hey, bring this.
This is it. Hey, what are you?
First, you need to behave vulnerable, because if you start fighting the guy, you will not win, I guarantee you. So say, no, take. Chukua, take. Ah! Yes. So then the other one, I take. Okay. No. Okay. Chukua. Ah! So we are very flexible. I'll hit you here with my foot. And that is what I teach first when it comes to ladies.
Right.
And this. Sorry.
It's okay.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah. So because we are flexible, use that to your advantage. Yeah.
And sometimes, I know Caleb just took us through that, where someone is trying to snatch your bag from the back. I mean, you always told us be aware of your surroundings.
Yes.
Yeah. So you have a handbag.
Yeah.
Someone behind you is trying to grab.
And you're right behind me. This way, I'll take this and turn.
Right.
Okay. From here, you turn. If you don't have a small weapon like this one, again, use your flexibility. Here, this way. Almost all ladies can do this.
Yep. But not with heels.
Even with the heels, you go to the groin. Very well, easy.
We'll not do okay. What are the tips for our ladies?
If someone grabs your hand, you come like this.
Yeah.
Just relax and be vulnerable. No, and then you just when the person turns the other side, use your elbow.
Knock them down.
Use what you have to defend yourself.
All right.
Be vulnerable, because once you hold me and I start, then you'll use this hand to attack me.
Yes.
You can do anything.
Okay.
So I just go, then I go here. Sorry. Again, also, you can use your foot.
Right.
You can use your leg. Here. Yes.
Right. Okay.
As long as someone has turned his back,
yes,
then you have all the advantage.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right. Francis, we want to come to you now for a moment. If you can hear me. Unmute, please. I think I can't hear your sound.
I can hear you.
Oh, thank you. Do you want to add on to this discussion with Carol regarding women keeping safe? You also tips from your end. I know you are less violent than us here.
Yeah. I think. Sorry.
Go on. You told us about the kind of handbag that ladies should carry, as you demonstrated. Next step.
Yes. Yes, and I think both coaches have demonstrated that, both the proactive and the reactive. The reactive part is maybe having the skills whereby you're able to attack somebody, and of course, first be able to be vulnerable, so that at least you can take advantage and maybe strike somebody, and then you can be able to escape. I talked about situational awareness, the kind of bag that you carry. The other thing that also maybe will be very important is if you're walking to a place that you think that is dangerous, there are criminals, you want not to have a flashy, or don't flash your wealth, like for example, having very expensive rings, expensive earrings or necklace. Those things, sometimes you can remove them and maybe put them in a bag. Again, even how you carry your handbag and the other bag for the laptop. Don't carry it on one hand. Put it like the backpack, so that you have it on both shoulders, so that if somebody wants to grab it, it can be easy. And then if somebody tries to grab you over the bag, you need to have a way. There's a latch that you can be able to remove, so that you can be able to just press. It's not the Velcro, but I don't know the name, where you can press, and so that if they pull you, they can go with the bag, not necessarily pulling you back. So have the bag and then have it in a way that you're able to release the strap quickly, so that if somebody pulls you and you don't want to fall, you can release the bag, they can have the bag. Sometimes you say it's better you lose the bag than you lose your life or you get injured.
Okay, indeed, the whole purpose of this discussion is to keep safe and to hold on to your dear life. And as you can see, I'm making that balance between Francis is the first line of defense, which means use everything at your disposal to persuade the attacker to leave you alone and your property. But if everything else fails and now it's a matter of life and death, then we turn to Carol or we turn to Caleb. Now, it is a criminal offense for a man to ask about what is in a lady's handbag. But for purposes of our program today, what should a lady have in there in terms of safety? For example, pepper spray. Is that a good idea?
Yeah, pepper spray it's a good thing. You can have it in your handbag because you're able to reach it quickly. But again, even if you have it in your handbag, you need to also to make sure that you identify a particular pocket where you put it. You know, the ladies' handbag have several places where they can put things, whereby she is able to reach it immediately without having to search for a lot of things before she can get to the pepper spray. But again, the issue of also it being legal or illegal, so that's something else that also need to find out whether it is illegal to carry one in where you are in any particular country. Again, something like what the lady coach has demonstrated, simple things that can also be used as weapon. They are not actually weapons, but can be used to your advantage. You can carry something that you think that you can use it to your advantage or to attack somebody.
Now, Francis, it's never quite clear whether a pepper spray, the use of it or the carrying of it is legal or not. That discussion is still ongoing. What are your thoughts?
In terms of it being legal or illegal, I'm not sure. That's why I said it is illegal in some countries. In some countries, it's also legal because this is something maybe you may also need to travel with it. So before you travel, before you move to a different country, you need to find out whether it is legal or not.
Okay, Francis, stay on the line now. Carol, back to you. What else could be or should be in a lady's handbag in terms of self-defense?
Other than the hair clips, you can have a screwdriver.
Wow.
Yes, a screwdriver. And of course, we're not teaching people to be violent. But you also have to have that mind of defending yourself. Have a screwdriver. you can use it at a very close range, and you'll be okay. Then your shoes, the high heels, that is also a weapon for defense. Also in that bag, you can have spray, the normal spray, the normal perfume. That one will help you very well. And also you don't have to show it. You have, again, you go to...
What do you do with that spray?
The spray, you spray the eyes.
Okay.
Yeah. And we say in self-defense that the first rule of self-defense is to run away. So you have to do your best to make sure that you avoid a confrontation. So in case you're not able to do that, then you use what you have to defend yourself. You remove the spray, spray the person, and take off. Don't stay there to be a referee of what you've done, or what is happening. Yeah, don't be a fan of what is happening. Once you do that, your intention was not to fight, is to defend yourself. Run, because if you stay there, chances are high that this guy will injure you. So as a lady, once you defend yourself, you're able to free yourself, take off and scream.
And now, for a lot of, some of the things that we were talking here with Caleb, in terms of the mindset of the person who comes to, what kind of, Caleb told us the person could be high on whatever kind of drug. What assumptions should you make when someone is coming to attack you? Might they be very equally trained? Might they be a karate, a karate belt, black belt sort of person? What's the mindset of someone who comes to grab you by the neck?
That's why I say be aware of your surrounding. See that person from a distance. You can see whether this guy is high or this person is trained. A person who walks straight to you, that's a very straight, straight. That's a very dangerous person. You need to pause. Make sure you keep your social distance, in quotes. Keep your distance so that you can see what this person wants to do. If this person now closes the gap, now you react. And the way he closes the gap, you will see if this person is a trained person or this guy is high on something.
So for people who just like to bully, you see them, some of them are straight actions, they just come, Sister Niaje?
See, I keep my distance. I keep my distance, and after that, I'll do something.
Okay.
Use your flexibility.
Right.
And for a lady, you need to master the vulnerable areas to attack. You need to know the vulnerable areas to attack. That is the groin, the eye, the ears.
Which Caleb demonstrated, yes.
Here, you use this part, and you disorganize the person. To this one, you go to the eyes. From this close range, the other one, cut the air supply, use your thumb, go straight there, and you cut the air supply. Now, if you go to the stomach, most likely you will not get it, right? So go to the groin. Use your heel to dislocate the knee. Dislocate the knee, and you're good to go. Okay. Then if someone is behind you, there's a pressure point here. If somebody has grabbed you like this, you go, ha, ah, and you're good to go.
Okay.
Yeah. So you step on the foot, on the leg here, this part, and this part. You go 1, 2.
You disable the person.
You disable the person, and you can use the technique my colleague used. You go down and grab.
Okay.
Then again, you can take your elbow up there.
Okay.
Yes, and you good here.
So now, Carol, we had a session with Caleb, about punching and blocking and so on. But because he has an injury on the leg, we didn't get him to do kicks, and I'm also not very good at them. So I'm going to swap with Julius so that you can do some physical demonstration, especially also with kicks. Julius, karibu hapa umie kidogo.
Punch to the head.
Yeah, and if you explain to us what each
this
of them
is a bad guy who wants to punch my head.
Okay.
So one, you block, you disarm, and you attack. Block, here we go. You move away from the attack. Don't go straight on like this. Again, punch. If I go straight on, I get it. So from here, go to the side, block, disarm, and attack. You can use this. And again, remember to hold the hand. And you have to be very fast. 2, if the person is just the level you're talking about, yeah? Yeah, come. As simple as that. Then, if you at least you can turn, if you can turn, that will intimidate the person. I come. Ah! Then, once you kick here, don't stay there. Take off. Kick when you're running away. Again, now here, come attack. So, okay, come straighter. Ah! Yeah, that is a falling kick. Okay. Then the other one is the knee strike. From here, you go in, push. You see, still holding. Hold, kabisa, hold. Ah! Ah! Then from there, go to the spinal cord, take off.
Okay.
Yes, the other one is grab. That was real.
Okay. I had the groan.
Yes.
Julius, don't worry, we have a lot of ambulances around in the building.
So we are talking about a front kick.
Okay.
This is a front kick.
Okay.
Whereby you can go to the groin, you can go up there.
Okay.
We are talking about an inward and an outward.
Okay.
Now a trained guy.
Right.
A trained guy will want to fight you.
Yeah.
So you have to make sure that you keep your distance. Ah! You keep your distance.
So he wants to fight.
Ah! 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 So make sure you take the lead.
Okay.
Yeah, you do the, sorry, let him attack. You do the 1st degree and 2nd degree counter.
Right.
Yeah.
Let's pause there. Julius, pole sana. Inaitwa kazi. So, Karo, we're going to take a short break. Now we can switch again. You're fine there. We'll be right back, and maybe you will help Julius to show, in terms of exercising, how to get your kicks, to perfect your kicks, and that kind of thing. We did a bit of punches. I'm told I have a few years to master those undercuts, but Mungu anasaidia. We believe in them. So, taking a short break, but we have some feedback on our hashtag New Normal, and this is what you're saying. There's a comment here from Kim Kemo. Yes, police brutality, that's what you have encountered. Can't defend myself, so I took off. Aya. Thank you, Ken. Bokisami say, is running part of sudden movement? This is a question that we will actually pose to the instructors here, as well as Francis. Now, Mike Kempes, you say, that's when you will know you don't know. They will make sure they render you motionless. Thugs are also fearful. Do something. And I think that's also the message from our coaches here. Charlie Unasema, what about those chokoras who steal from you using feces? What are the defense tips? Let's pause on that. We'll get a quick comment. So they're not armed with anything apart from just a disgusting substance that they want to throw into your face. Carol?
I have been a victim.
Okay.
Actually, twice. Most of the time, they are not serious. Once they see that you're aggressive, bring it on. They will not. Yes. So the first case, I told, he wanted he came to the driver's side, and he wanted to remove the side mirror. He told me, give me 10 bob. I removed the side mirror, or nikupake. I came out, and the guy took off.
Right.
The other one, we met along Biashara Street in the evening, and he had some disgusting stuff here. And so I smelled. So before he did this,
you grabbed the hand?
Yes, this way. And you should keep your distance. And I twisted. That's all I did. Okay. And nobody noticed that something happened.
It was so quick.
It was so quick because it is not about fighting.
Yeah.
It's about defending myself. It's not about a show off. It is I make sure I'm safe.
So there's also that discipline as well.
Yes, there's that discipline.
In martial arts.
Yeah, I don't want to attract attention.
Okay.
So I made sure that I'm okay. Grab, twist, take off, and the guy takes off.
Thank you, Carol. Let me see what else have been saying on our hashtag New Normal. This is Alfred Waziri, you say, but Kenyans always want to see what is happening. They run to where the gunshot is coming from. That's a question for you, Francis, when we come back from the break. Boniface Kiprono, when confronted by thugs, can you just try the following: escape or hide, or you attack them also? I think that's what our coaches here have been demonstrating. Salome Mkolwe, you say, hiyo nguvu utoka wapi ya kujidefend? We, ulisikia wapi? Hujawahi kufa kama umesimama. Thank you, Salome. Maisha ni magumu. Haya, Mungu atakujalia. Just stay calm and support their hustle. Hizo suggestions zenu. So tutoe uniform. We'll be back after this short break. Hey, please. Niko serious leo. We'll be right back.
Heaviness and a burning inside, it could be heartburn.
Indigestion and heartburn? Eno gets to work in 6 seconds and works on the 6 symptoms of heartburn so you can keep living life non-stop. Eno, fight heartburn and indigestion fast.
What is she doing here? She's coming with us. If she's going, I won't. We won't gain anything with the two of us fighting.
He's already here for me. Why are you going out with Carito? I saw you with her in town.
Saw us where? Ramon told me you were going with a boss.
Don't try to change the subject. Do you think it's right for you to go out with that woman?
I just ended a very complicated relationship. That poor excuse of a man has been making my life a living, breathing nightmare.
That's what I'm saying, Lashana. I don't want to see my nanny sad anymore.
I think the time has come to give myself another chance to be happy.
Along came love, in association with Blue Band Peanut Butter.
Breaking news from Molfix. Let's see what they're developing right now.
Pants is just for me. It really feels very comfy.
Molfix pants with anatomic fit technology. New Molfix pants, an invention from babies for babies.
You should also try Molfix.
Maze Harmonize alienda kujaribu hizi magames za wazungu kwa uwanja TZ in front of thousands of people at ziplining. Alishuka kama bei ya maembe. Tangu anze mziki hajawahi hit hivyo. Huko Tanzania sasa nasikia kwa ground ni Harmonize tu.
They pull people, it doesn't matter their rank and designation. I mean, I've seen even senior people in the position I was holding being pulled away. So I mean,
so you went there knowing that would happen?
No. Actually, I was just actually leaving. That day I was actually leaving.
And
I was seated. Yeah, exactly. Which is a good thing.
Did you know there's a laundry bar soap that can help save you time, water, and money? You save by not having to use multiple products. And you only rinse once. For a laundry soap that can help save you time, water, and money, try Whitewash Extra. Brand power, helping you buy better.
Welcome back to Your World, and today our main focus, our main hustle is self-defense and also personal safety. And I've got a few experts in our room here, in our dojo, to help us. We've got Carol, who is a Taekwondo master and coach as well. And we've also got the CEO of Taikan Martial Arts, Caleb Atemi, who is also an instructor. And behind me is Julius, who is joining me in terms of getting a bit of the punishment that is necessary to instill discipline in ourselves. Via Zoom, Francis Mutinga is joining us. He is a risk management and also safety consultant who's sharing tips on what to do, how to assess danger, how to mitigate danger, how to keep yourself safe. But just before we go back into action here in our dojo, a few things happening in the other world. Now, an Indonesian dentist fights the gloomy mood created by ordinary plain-colored personal protective equipment by wearing customized and colorful hazmat suits, which she invented herself. Dr. Nina Augustine has more than 25 stylish, customized PPEs to choose from before she sees her patients, who has run her clinic in the city of Malang in East Java province for 5 years. She makes sure that she keeps herself and her patients safe from the virus, but still manages to remain fashionable amid the pandemic. She had to close her clinic for 2 weeks when the pandemic first hit Indonesia. It was during that time that she started to think about making special protective suits which could make her patients feel more at ease. But the comfort is for her too, as while regular PPE suits come in one size, her custom-made suits are a perfect fit. Okay, fantastic PPEs there. Now, in Japan, it might seem like a flight of fancy, but a Japanese firm says it is one step closer to making flying cars a reality after testing a drone-like prototype. Video from engineering company SkyDrive shows its manned compact vehicle using 8 propellers to hover into the air and make its way with a few wobbles around a test field. But while the clip may excite fans of Blade Runner and Back to the Future, well, the test run leaves mankind far from a future of airborne vehicles whizzing into the sky to avoid traffic. The company hailed the first public demonstration of a flying car in Japan and said the aircraft, around the size of 2 parked cars, had circled the testing field for 4 minutes. We want to realize a society where flying cars are an accessible and convenient means of transportation in the skies. SkyDrive CEO Tomarino Fukuzawa said in a statement Friday the firm said it wanted the vehicle to be available to buy in Japan by the year 2023, with reports suggesting it could cost upwards of $300,000 US. Okay, and I'm sure a few Kenyans of means are already eyeing that car to beat Nairobi traffic jam. Pandemic is adding a sour taste to Sweet 15 celebrations across Latin America, as teenagers who are hoping to show off their dresses in a key coming-of-age party see their moments stolen. Meet Erendira Sanchez from Mexico, whose party was cancelled with only a week's notice and whose mom highlights the insecurity young adults are having to cope with as the health crisis takes over. Sanchez, the father to Erendira Sanchez, says due to the pandemic, the Sweet 15 was cancelled. And in the end, in my opinion, the economic side is tricky, but I'm more worried about the excitement she felt. Maria Zenaida, the mother of Erendira Sanchez, says the young people of this generation are living through very difficult situations. They're experiencing insecurity, they're experiencing the pandemic, they're experiencing very hard moments. Okay, so welcome. Just before we get into the dojo, Francis, let me come to you to respond to one or two things that our viewers raised. For example, in the scene of a gunshot, Some of us are actually drawn to go and find out what's happening, to video the moment. How do you keep safe when there's shooting and you have no idea where it's coming from? People tend sometimes to rush into the action.
Yeah, that is what I already refer to as a do not. It is a very bad habit going to become an eyewitness. So immediately, if there is a gunshot, the best thing that you need to find out first is to take cover and hide somewhere that you are safe. And if you're able to run away, the best way you can run and get away completely from that environment of where the shooting is taking place. Because sometimes you're not sure whether it is a police who are confronting the criminals, or maybe the criminals who are shooting at people. But again, we have also had the cases of stray bullets. You can simply become a victim because you just wanted to witness and maybe be there to see what is happening. So the best thing is just get away completely, take cover after identify the direction of the bullet so that at least you don't become a victim. And this also happened especially during terror attacks. If there is a bomb, you have seen if there is an explosion, people want to rush and come and witness. There's a tendency of terrorists having set the first explosion, and then there's normally now the second and the major explosion. So the first one is basically to attracting the first responders, who might include the police, and then now the locals, the citizens just come in to witness. So because they want to get the biggest number of casualties. So if after the first explosion, we all rush there to witness, then if you have now the second explosion, which in this case could be the bigger explosion, then you'll get more casualties. So the best thing is just to leave it to the first responders, the law enforcers, to take charge until it has been declared safe. Don't go to that direction.
Now, Francis, in that terrorist scenario, you also see people in buildings rushing towards windows to see what is happening. There is a danger there.
Yes, actually, that is also another do not. Don't go to the window because, like I mentioned, stray bullet, you can be hit from at any angle, especially if you're exposed. Even if you're in your house, your door is closed. If the bullets are coming directly towards your building, then you may even need ones to get to a second barrier. Like, for example, getting inside the toilet or the bathroom, whereby now it provides like you have two layers of wall. The first, the main wall outside the building, that is the main wall, and then there's the toilet or the washroom wall, which gives you a second barrier, so that in case the bullets are coming towards your direction, you have some level of protection. And then the other thing is also get down on the floor, because again, even if you're in the center of the house, not necessarily at the window, you can also still be hit by a bullet from that angle.
Okay, one last one, Francis, before we come into action here in the studio. Again, staying with that scenario, you're in a restaurant and suddenly there is this explosion. What instincts would you advise? Do we lie flat on the ground? We saw that famous video during the sad terrorist attack on Westgate. This mother who kept, she lay on the ground with her children and stayed put until she was sure everything was over, that she could be rescued. How should we react when you hear the sudden boom?
Yeah, the sudden boom, the first thing is to first get down, take cover, and then after you identify what is wrong, because again, it also depends on what is happening. If it is an active shooter, what you need to do after you've identified, because sometimes it starts with an explosion, and then they start coming shooting. If you are able to run, get out through the window and run, that will be the first instinct. Get away completely and run away in a different direction. If there's no provision for running, then you need to hide and remain calm. And when you're hiding, remember to take your phone and put them on silent or switch them off. But best is to put them on silent, so that because as they come in, as they continue shooting, at least you are somewhere, your phone does not ring, and then you identified where you're hiding. And then if worst comes to the worst, maybe you are cornered, you have nowhere to run, there's nowhere to hide, and maybe the shooter is coming in, then you need to fight. You need to organize yourself. Maybe in the room, you are a few of you. You need to agree to use anything that is available, like the fire extinguishers, the chairs. So as a criminal gets in, you yell at them as you throw every manner of things to them, and then you try and fight them. Because if you don't do that, they're going to shoot everyone and kill everyone. So it's better to fight and at least save some lives.
Okay. Thank you, Francis. And that's a good cue to turn now to Carol in the studio. Just before you demonstrate kicks with Julius, we notice that every time you make a move, you produce that sound. Why?
One, it's using that extra, that power, the inner strength. If I punch, it has no effect. It has effect. In self-defense, that will scare away your opponent. I've had a case whereby a 6-year-old defended her mother. Because there's a guy, they had opened the window and the mother was sleeping. And actually, she was a blue belt then. So, yes, exactly. So she saw someone coming through the window. And she said, Coach Carl told me I can do a round kick. And I kicked. And the dad was downstairs. So what she did, she kicked, but what woke her mom up is the kick. So the dad came up and actually they were able to get the guy. So that you use your inner power. It's not you're not worshiping anyone, or it's nothing else other than using that extra, that your inner power. It's inner strength.
Okay.
Yeah.
Julius. So we wanted now a demonstration of kicks. We did a bit of exercise with punches. Yeah. But because our sensei has got an injured leg, we didn't do kicks. So we thought we'd leave that to the taekwondo.
Okay. You can use either the front leg or the back leg. When you use the front leg, this is faster because it is close to the opponent. If I'm standing like this, this is close to the opponent. This one has power. Now, I can demonstrate a front kick and fighting stance. The leading hand, you put your hand there for your defense and the other one here. Okay, this way. Make sure your fingers are not loose, otherwise you could get injured here. So we lift one up. Now, if you're doing sport, your toes should face down because you need to hit for sport. If it is for self-defense, you put your toes up. So we go one with the toes up. 1, 2, 3, 4. Again. 1, 2, 3, 4. Again. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now combine 1, 2, 3, and 4 to make a kick. Ni kama majani, maziwa, sukari, you make a good cup of tea. You go 4. You go 5. You go 6. Go 7. And go 8. Good. Now, if it is you're doing for sport, when you put your leg up here, this is a defense. And I can do anything as long as my knee is up. I can do anything. I can use a push kick. I can do a round kick. I can do a hook as long as your knee is up. The higher you lift your knee, the higher the kick will be. Now we can do the push kick. This way. You show your opponent the foot. So we go 1, 2, 3, 4. This way. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now push. 2. You go 3. And there's 4. Now you can use a falling kick, a hammer kick, whereby is a neck like this. You take your leg up, hit with the heel on the forehead or the head. Relax, kabisa, relax. You take the leg up, hit while going down. So, fighting stance. Let's go 1. Let's go 2. Let's go 3. Let's go 4. You can use an inward, whereby maybe you have an opponent on your left or on your right. So from here, from outward, inward. Yes. The person is on this side. Let's go 1. Let's go 2. 3. And 4. You can use that by also, you bend your knee, you go up, and you hit this way. Up. Use this part of your foot. You thrust. Make sure you kick. Let's go. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Use now this part to hit here. 1, like this. Bend your knee. Let's go. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Now the turning kick. Very interesting. Just call it donkey kick. Just turn like this. Your opponent is here. Do a 180 turn this way. See the person.
Oh.
180 turn.
Yeah.
Your opponent
Completely.
is there.
Okay.
So do a 180 turn.
From here?
Yes, yes.
From here? Around.
You're like this. 180 turn. And yeah, make sure you see the person first. Turn, see the person. Once, don't move the leg.
Okay.
Just don't switch. You just pivot this way. Yes. So from here, once you see the person, kick. Turn, kick. Exactly. So from here, I kick, you kick. You go 1, 2, 3, and 4. Something like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. What else do we need to know?
There is also a very famous kick, the round kick, whereby you go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 to get So 1, turn, yeah, lift more, lift your leg. Turn. There. Now extend the leg. Then bend and down. So here, this is the opponent. Let's go. 1. Let's go 2. More. 3. Now this is where you can use the front leg.
Right.
He kicks, you let him kick. You do the first degree counter kick. I can even do simultaneously. Go. Again.
Okay.
Yeah.
Kat, thank you. Now, what other tips do we need to know just in terms of, again, you said the starting point is you're not aggressive.
Yeah.
You actually don't want to fight anybody.
Yeah.
So how does it progress before, you get to now you have to do something physical?
No,
if you can just come closer.
I would advise,
Yeah, just come.
I would advise ladies to take up martial art as a lifestyle. Because what happens if you're trained, your attacker can read your mind. Because once you see danger, you start planning. That is the leader. I will do this, I will do that. Then the other person will read your the message will be wired to his subconscious mind, and the person will let you go. That is a very good defense as far as martial art is concerned.
For beginners, Carol, how do you go about, we only have a few minutes before the show is over. How do you go about strengthening your body, even before the kicks and the punches, but strengthening your,
It's good to do a lot of cardio.
Okay.
And stuff like push-up, press-ups.
Just the normal push-ups?
The normal, yeah. And abs, yeah.
Push-ups.
So you can even do the you can go down for push-ups. Ladies, I'm representing you, so I'll do the ladies push-ups.
Okay.
So we go down, 1, go 2, go 3. Now ladies, you straight forward, put your legs there, and then we go 1, let's go 2. Now you can go side to side, 1, 2, 3, and 4. From there, you can do the planks, this one. You can start with 10 seconds, 20 seconds, 1 minute, 3 minutes, to even 5 minutes. This will strengthen your core muscles. Then we can go down for abs, weak stomach, weak kicks. You can start with this one. There, you just go 1, 2, 3, and 4. You can hang your legs, fix your legs somewhere, then you use that as your support, and you go 1, 2, and I kept 3, and you go 4. Good, then you can go on the side. You can get some support from your seat or the table. Fix your legs there. Then you come up 1, 2, 3, and 4. Make sure you stretch your back. You can use, this is a very good stretch. Let's go. You can go all the way and back. You can cycle. Then down, go up, lift your lower back, hold your ankles, not auntie. Hold your ankles, sit, come a boss, go up. This is a very important exercise for your back. Again, after every exercise, make sure you stretch. You can go down. You can hold if you're able.
This one we were not blessed with, but...
Yes. Ladies, we are blessed with flexibility. You can start by just hold here. You go down. For those who can, you can go all the way. Yes. Then you can go here. You can go there. Remember to stretch all the way from your neck, the shoulders, and then you can twist and twist. Yeah.
Thank you, Carol.
You're welcome.
All right. So, right, Francis.
Yes, sir.
In a minute or two, your final tips to share with our viewers. Safety tips.
Yes, it depends on what angle you're looking at, but maybe it's just generally is one of the key things to keep you safe is to always have a plan. If you're going maybe to town or going to work, you need to have a plan. Just think through about the area you're going to. Is it safe? Do you need to prepare? Do you need to carry your laptop or your bag? And then also you need also to be always be aware of your environment, like also the instructors have shared. You need to be aware or have a situational awareness, know what goes on around you, and of course, if you can able to avoid any threat that you have mentioned, if you are able to avoid, then that is very key. But of course, being the way Kenya is, and maybe you need to empower yourself and increase your capacity. We need to do some training. It is essential that you have some basic skills in the martial arts, and of course, you have good instructors who can maybe guide you on that.
Okay, Francis, thank you very much indeed for your tips. And just before we go, we've got some feedback from you on our hashtag New Normal, and here's what you've been saying to us. The Duke of Western, that's exactly what I always do. If I notice you followed me for more than 5 minutes, I change route or I start going where I was coming from, okay? That was a tip from Caleb as well. Brian Chikamai, so you mean sound travels faster than momentum a bullet? Yes, it does. Michael Mushama, you say, well, so I'm supposed to fight back, run in slow motion. Wee. Adrenaline, my friend, and I. Okay. Thank you. And then James Kimani, you say, in an active shooter situation, always remember, run, hide, fight. Don't panic. Always do what is necessary to save your life. Thank you for that, James. And this one is Waziri. Tells where those interested in learning can visit and what are the charges. Okay, I'll give a moment to them to do that. Peter Kamau Nganga, you're saying there is a street in Eldoret where thugs snatch phones as passers walk by with phones placed on the ears talking. Francis, let me give you 30 seconds to talk about that. We tend to walk with our phones and earphones plugged into our ears. Is there a danger? Quickly, briefly. Yes, that is not safe because again, you are disoriented, you're not aware what is going on. And again, you can even have a situation whereby somebody is maybe shouting to you to get out of the way, or maybe a car has lost control. So it's basically not safe to walk around with your headphones. So if you have to use, maybe you can use it, and maybe when you are seated or when you're not walking, because your attention is distracted by the music or maybe the whatever you're listening to with your headphones. Okay, just before we go to our masters and Sensei, if people want to get in touch to know more about karate or where to train, how do they get hold of you? What's
my cell phone First of all, we train in Embakasi, Nyayo Embakasi. Now you're doing open air training because of COVID. You're doing it at court 262. And we also have a big space at
website?
Pardon? Nyayo Embakasi, in Nairobi.
Okay.
You also have a training at NSSF,
okay.
the parking silo.
Okay, we'll give you details, share details. Caro, very quickly, how can people get in touch?
I do home training, personal training. Me and Julius, we are also at Premier Fitness Center along Koinange Street, and I'm also at Parkland Sports Club.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you very much indeed for your time to Caro, Sensei.
Yes.
And yes, and also to you, viewer, for staying with us for 2 hours to watch all this activity. That's the end of our show. Thank you so much for the guys here, and for you at home, and for Francis, who joined us via Zoom. On Monday, Gladys Gashanja has an honest conversation on being our brother's keepers. The pandemic has seen some people literally adopt families and individuals to help them through the difficult times. Now join us from 7 a.m. as we appreciate these heroes amongst us and understand what makes them tick. That's Monday at 7 a.m. here on Your World. Before then, 6:30, there is that workout we call Tizi Nyumbani. See you then. Have a good weekend. Keep safe and keep your masks on. Observe your social distancing. Thank you so much.